On this page, we'll focus on research questions about cause and effect. A research question that focuses on a cause and effect relationship is common in disciplines that use experiments, such as medicine or psychology. These types of questions ask how one variable responds after another variable is manipulated. Here are some examples. So for one of them could be, does cell phone usage increase the risk of developing a brain tumor? So I think I remember that headline coming out quite a few years ago. Another one could be, does drinking red wine lower the risk of heart attack? Yeah, I've seen that headline before. Does playing violent video games increase aggressive behavior? Seen that headline? These are definitely popular questions that you've seen, I'm sure. Does sex education lower the incidence of teen pregnancy? I've seen that one as well, all of those. Notice that each of the questions above involves two variables. So in the first one, cell phone usage and the risk of developing brain tumor. You're wondering if one goes up, does the other one go up? Or if one goes down, does the other one go down? The second one was, does drinking red wine lower the risk of heart attack? The third one, does playing violent video games increase aggressive behavior? So in those ones, the two variables are the amount of time spent playing video games and I guess amount of aggressive behavior. I guess that's kind of hard to measure, but I'm sure statistical studies have figured it out. The last one, does sex education lower the incidence of teen pregnancy? So you'd probably go to a certain city or state or whatever the case may be, measure how many of the schools do sex education, and as a common practice every year. And I think it was 6th grade when I was a kid, but anyway, whatever grade, and then just kind of get a number out of that. What's the average number of schools or what percentage of schools in this certain state actually do sex education? And then think about the teen pregnancy rate. For every 1,000 teens, what is the number of teens that get pregnant, kind of thing, and kind of see if per state or per city, if I raise one or lower one, does the other variable raise or lower as well? Does one affect the other, I guess, or are they correlated somehow? To provide convincing evidence of a cause and effect relationship, the researcher designs an experiment. We will discuss experiments in this unit. Okay. The following questions also involve two variables, but these questions suggest only an association between those two variables, as opposed to a cause and effect relationship. So I think that's probably something when you see a statistical study cited, like in a newspaper or an internet headline or something, a news headline, a lot of times they'll say that this is a cause, here is a cause and effect relationship, but really that might not be the case. It might just be that those two things are associated. I remember when I took statistics as a student the first time, one of them was, does smoking cigarettes raise your blood pressure, I think it said. And the headline said that, yeah, if you smoke cigarettes, your blood pressure is going to be raised and this and that. But what happened was, it's more like people that are they have high blood pressure, they're kind of maybe nervous people. I don't know if that's the right word. They might be more likely to smoke cigarettes because it's supposed to calm your nerves and things like that. So yeah, that one was a statistical study cited, hey, we think that this one thing, cigarettes, causes another, high blood pressure, when really they're just associated with each other. The type of people that smoke cigarettes might also be the type of people that have high blood pressure. So you got to be careful when you do a statistical study. When you try to say one thing affects another, it might not be the case. It might just be that the two things are associated for some reason. So an example of that would be, is cell phone usage associated with higher rates of cancer? Maybe they're associated with each other, but it might not be that cell phones actually cause it. It might just be that for some reason the types of people that use phones a lot are also the types of people that have higher rates of cancer for some reason. That's one thing that you could try to answer when you do your study, why those two are associated. And then, do countries with death penalty have lower incidence of violent crime? So that could be maybe a cause and effect relationship. Maybe one thing causes another, or it could just be that they're associated for some reason. It might not be a causation situation. Is there a relationship between parental smoking behavior and smoking behavior in teen children? So that could be a cause and effect relationship. If kids see their parents do something, they might be more likely to do it. But it could just be associated for some reason that researchers will have to find out. Words like associated, correlated, linked to, and connected suggest a relationship between the two variables, but they don't explicitly state a cause and effect relationship. So they just mean these two things are likely to happen together in a person or animal or object, but one might not cause the other, I guess, is the idea. Like the one I was mentioning, the cigarettes and high blood pressure thing. It's not necessarily that cigarettes cause high blood pressure, they're just associated with each other. We can investigate these types of questions without conducting an experiment. It's an observational study. We study observational studies in the next module.